Hi there, and welcome to this 129th live. And sorry for the issues, some technical issues. And you can post your questions in this live Q&A via Twitter, and you should use the hashtag that is known as Ask Geeky Ranjit, and I'll take up the questions directly from Twitter. So looks like the audio is working. So I can already see a lot of questions. And guys, the thing is that outdoors there's a thunderstorm going on, a lot of lightning and stuff. There might be a power outage. I have power here in the office. I don't have a problem with that. But the problem is that my internet connection, which is with active FiberNet, does not have backup power. So if the power goes, there might be outage. So again, do follow me on Twitter. If something like that happens, I hope it does not happen, I'll update it on Twitter. So let's quickly just start taking the questions. And the first question that I got was from Technical Guruji. He is asking, I think that's Gaurav. He's asking exact specs of my MacBook Pro. He's asking, is it the Iris Pro or the M30 370X graphic processor does it have? And he says he's confused between the 5K iMac or the MacBook Pro Retina with external display. Technical Guruji, Gaurav, my MacBook Pro is not the one with the dedicated graphic cards. It's just the Iris Pro, and it's the 2014 edition. I was actually hoping that Apple would update to the new Mac Pros. The Mac Pros, what they have launched, are almost now 3 years old. So I was expecting that Apple will update their lineup. So I got this MacBook Pro 15-inch just as a gap filler. For a year or so I'll use it, I thought, and then I'll move to the Mac Pro. But the Mac Pro hasn't come out, so I'm not using the dedicated graphic variant. Again, it depends upon your needs, I would say. If you do your video editing and if you need your computer with you all the time and you work with multiple locations, then ideally you have to go with the MacBook Pro. But again, if you can sit in one place, then I feel the 5K iMac might be useful. Personally, I don't like the iMacs. I had an iMac earlier, but I sold it. The problems that I have with the iMac is that the screen is not height adjustable and stuff like that. So personally for me, I have a neck problem. So I'm very picky about the ergonomics, and personally for me, the ergonomics are not that great. But if you don't have problems like that, I feel the 5K iMac is also a good machine. But if you want for the long term, especially for video editing and stuff like that, I would say just wait and see if Apple updates the Mac Pro. It should be updated in my opinion, because it's almost 3 years since Apple has updated it. Now it's sort of outdated. So if you can wait for some time, and let's see if Apple updates the Mac Pro lineup in WWDC in June something, they'll have a developer conference, hopefully. But if they don't do, then you can go with the 5K iMac. So I hope that answers your question. Let's quickly move to the next question. Before that, I'll check the audio once again. Okay, this is by Mohammed. He's asking, is the Redmi Note 3 a good buy? He says, I have heard severe heating issues. There is no severe heating issues with the Redmi Note 3. I in fact tested two of the Redmi Note 3s. One was with 2 gigs of RAM. This is the 3 gigabyte RAM model. And yes, it gets pretty warm at the back because it's having an aluminum back while you charge, but it does not overheat. Watch my video that I posted 2 weeks ago about heating, okay? All phones that have metallic back like this Nexus 6P, etc., feel pretty warm to hold. So it does not exhibit any overheating. And I think I saw a maximum temperature, surface temperature of just about 42 degrees Celsius on the Redmi Note 3. So it does not overheat. But yes, while you charge, it does get pretty warm to touch. That's what I have noticed. Let's move to the next one. This is by Chandan. He's asking, what do you like on the smartphones for security? Fingerprint scanner or the iris scanner? I personally like a fingerprint scanner. It's way more convenient, I would say. The iris eye scanning facial recognition was there on the Lumia 950 and the 950 XL, but I felt that it was actually pretty slow. So yes, if the technology improves, the iris scan might be also a good option, but as of now I feel it's pretty slow, and the fingerprint scanners are way faster. Let me actually refresh the questions, guys, because it's showing me old questions. So let me just quickly refresh it. for a second. And again, if you are not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Geeky Ranji, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. So let me quickly just look at the questions now again. Okay, let's see. And this is by Mo Salah. He's asking, between the OnePlus 2 Moto X Style and the Mi 5, which one is the best? Technically speaking, I would say the Mi 5 is the best among them as of now, but the Mi 5 has some issues, I would say, and I feel those are sort of software issues with MIUI. So if Xiaomi can solve those software related issues, then the Mi 5 would be the best bet in my opinion. I posted my in-depth review for this Mi 5 just yesterday on my YouTube channel, so you can check out that. Let's hope Xiaomi can fix the bugs that I have encountered with the Mi 5. In fact, the MIUI 8 is supposed to come out on May 10th, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. This is by, one second, let me show you the question. This is by Rahul Pal. He's asking, which is better, Lenovo K3, I think so this, you're referring to the K3 Note, or the Lenovo K5 Plus, best phone under rupees 10,000. Under 10,000, I would say go with the Redmi Note 3 2GB variant. That's the best option. I would say even the 2GB RAM model is very good. Between the Lenovo K3 and the Lenovo K5 Plus, definitely the Lenovo K5 Plus is a better device. Again, I have already posted the review of the Lenovo K5 Plus also, so you can watch that for more info. But at 10,000 rupees, the Redmi Note 3 2GB variant would be a better handset. Machines on AI and machine learning. Sorry, it's a very generic question, so I just can't talk about it here. Let's move. This is by Mr. Durga. He's asking, he says, I want to know whether the PS3 is still a good buy because I don't have the budget for the PS4. It's still a decent, gaming console. And the advantage with the PS3 is now that the games that are available on the PS3 are very affordable, I would say, compared to the games that you get on the PS4. But yes, it's on its end life cycle. But yes, in the next 3-4 years also, you should be able to get games for the PS3. And the PS3 has a huge library of existing games. So I think so, if your budget is tight, yes, the PS3 will suffice your needs. Let's move to the next one. Somebody's asking about OnePlus One as of now. Again, I haven't used the OnePlus One now, so I can't comment about it as of now. Yash is asking, I'll take this question. I don't have an answer because I haven't reviewed this high-end Bluetooth speaker. This is by Yash. He's asking, recommend me a Bluetooth speaker for traveling. He says, budget less than 20,000. Sound quality should be loud, magnificent, and brilliant bass. Yash, I haven't tested any Bluetooth speaker in that upper price band range, so can't comment. So if any one of you are using a Bluetooth speaker in the 20,000 rupees price range, give the suggestion to Yash. This is by Krishnam. He's asking, what would you recommend to a medical student, a LAPI or a powerful tablet hybrid like the SP4? Light gaming is a requirement. I would say the Surface Pro 4 is a machine not for gaming. I would say I have the Surface Pro 4. This is my Surface Pro 4. It's not a gaming machine because the GPU on that one is not that powerful, I would say. Again, go with the Surface Pro 4 if you really need to use your device like a tablet and you think you'll be using the pen. I may basically use the Surface Pro 4 because I like the pen input. I do all my research work, etc. with this. I have this OneNote. I make all the notes, etc. on this. That's the reason I use it. And I use it like a hybrid. So if you think that you need a hybrid, then you can go with the SP4. But if you want a more powerful machine at a cheaper price, then definitely a laptop would offer you that. So again, it depends upon your needs. This is by Aditya. He's asking an interesting question. Let's take that. Let me just go back. He says, Aditya says, I watch a lot of video content which would be a better choice, Mi 5 or the Vibe X3, considering the Theatre Max and 100% NTSC gamut? Aditya, as you have told that you consume mostly, you need a device for multimedia content, that is for watching video and stuff. I feel there the Vibe X3 would be a better device for the simple fact that it has that dual firing, front firing speakers, which give you a stereo effect. And also, yes, it has the Theatre Max experience, so you can put it in the virtual VR headset and get that experience. So it's great for multimedia consumption. And also in terms of battery life, I feel the Vibe X3 gives better battery life compared to the Mi 5. So if it's just for mostly for multimedia content consumption, yes, I feel the Vibe X3 is a better bet than the Mi 5. Let's move. This is by Sumit. He says under 10,000 rupees, suggest the best phone. Priorities are end user experience and should last for a long time, for 2 years or more. And Sumit, at 10,000 rupees, again, you can check Redmi Note 3. As of now, I feel that is the best device that you can get for the price. Other options, I would say the Moto G3 was also a good phone. You can get that for under 10,000 right now. Another option that I liked was, again, it's an old phone now. That was the, Asus Zenfone 2 Laser. That was a good phone. Problem is the speaker output was very low. So these are my suggestions. But overall, I would say the Redmi Note 3 2GB RAM model would be the best choice, I would say. But only issues that I'm noticing with the Redmi Note 3 is that if you are on BSNL or the MTNL network, I've heard that with data, it is having some issues. So if you use those cellular networks, then I would not recommend it. This is by Mayank. He says, I'm using the Moto G2. I can't hear sound during the call, but when I put it on speaker mode, I can hear the sound. Looks like a hardware problem. Looks like your earpiece is blown off. Get it checked, I would say. Go to the service center. This is by Sahil. He's asking, are you going to review the Oppo F1 Plus? Because it has the fastest fingerprint scanner mentioned on the box. Sorry, I have no plans to review the Oppo F1 Plus. Guys, just understand that I have limited time, and that's why I just select about 2-3 devices in a month, and I give a lot of time to them. So there are a lot of smartphones that get launched in the market, and I simply cannot cover every one of them. Yugal is asking, should I buy the Redmi Note 3 or wait for the Moto G4? I have time till June. As you have already mentioned that you have time till June, most probably there is an event in India May 17th or 18th. I don't even recall. I got an invite from Motorola. Looks like the Moto G4 would be launched. So just wait, see, we'll know what we'll get on May 17th or 18th. I'll definitely try to review the Moto G4, and then I can let you know if it's a better option than the Redmi Note 3. Let's move. This is by Chakshu Khanna. He's asking, will you import the HTC 10 and review, or will you review the lifestyle version? I have no plans of importing the HTC 10. I might review if it launches in India. Again, it depends upon the pricing and stuff. So I don't even know if I'll be reviewing it as of now, but I have no plans of importing it. Last year, I burnt myself by importing it. This is by Manseti. He's asking, will you review the Mi in-ear basic earphones? Such as earphones under ₹1,000. I reviewed the Mi in-ear earphones, not the basic one. I have no plans to review the basic one, but the regular Mi in-ear I reviewed, that was sold for $999. You can check out my channel for a review regarding that. So let me just quickly refresh the questions, guys, again. Oops. And thank you, guys. I changed the link last minute, technical problem, but again, I can still see that's over 600 of you guys are live. So thumbs up for that. Yeah, let's take this. This is by LUV. He's asking, he says the pics and the flash are coming yellowish in the Redmi Note 3. Same for you. The Redmi Note 3 actually Yes, the flash, when you fire it, it's slightly on the yellowish side, but not that yellow, I would say. But yeah, it's slightly on the yellowish side. Generally, with the basic budget-oriented smartphones, that is the problem when you used flash. The pictures have a slight yellowish tint. This is by Shushant. He is asking, is the Redmi Note 3 a phone with life of 3 to 4 years, or just a phone of life with 2 or 3 years? That only time can tell, I would say. I don't think so any phone will last for about more than 3 years, because it will be outdated. With Android updates will be outdated. It will be pretty outdated. But realistically, yeah, if you take care of a device, it should last for 2-3 years. For example, my wife is still using the Note 4 right now. It'll be almost 2 years and she's pretty happy with it, and she's not even asking me to upgrade. So I would say it depends upon the care you take. I would suggest that get a case if you're that much worried with this Redmi Note 3, because many of these Chinese phones, I have noticed that if it falls or something, the screen, if it shatters, it's pretty expensive to change the screen and stuff like that. But if you definitely take care of, if you don't abuse it, definitely it should be able to last for 2-3 years. Let's move. This is by Sagar. He's asking, is the Lenovo K5 Plus a good buy for rupees 9,000? Akash, I have already done my review for this. What is this Lenovo K5 Plus? Just check that out. I feel it's okay. Oops, this is what happens. Like people, I tell people not to call, and they call. Sorry, let me put on do not disturb. Regarding the Lenovo K5 Plus, again, watch my channel. I've already posted its review. I feel it's okay phone for the price, but I feel if you can add a little bit more, go at 1500 rupees more, go with the Redmi Note 3. There you get IR blaster, you get a fingerprint scanner, and overall a much faster phone. But yeah, if you have a very tight budget, you can have a look at the K5 Plus, but it's again not perfect. It has its flaws. So again, check out my review. I've already posted my review regarding the same. Let's move. This is by Prakash. He is saying, hey, can I go for the Moto Nexus 6 or the Moto X Style? I would not recommend the Nexus 6 now. It's sort of old, Snapdragon 805. Even the screen quality was actually not that great on the Nexus 6. It has that pinkish hue when it go to low brightness. So I wouldn't recommend that. You can go with the Moto X Style or even the Vibe X3, I would say, instead of those devices. Pratik Nair is asking, is the Mi 5 a good buy? Pratik, I have already posted my review for the, Mi 5 just yesterday. Watch that. Regarding sound quality, I would say if you're talking about the sound via the speaker, then the speaker sound via the speaker is just okayish, not that loud, I would say. But you can certainly get some decent sound via the headphone jack. Again, I would suggest that you watch my full in-depth review that I posted yesterday for the Mi 5. And give me a second, guys. This is by Rohit. He is saying, I want to buy a smartphone under rupees 12 to 15,000 with good battery, camera, gaming. Please give your suggestions. The two suggestions that I have is, first is Redmi Note 3 and the second is the LE1S. Those are the two good phones that you can get under 15,000 as of now. This is by Mohammed. He's asking, on the basis of build quality, which is more premium, Nexus 6P or the Galaxy S7? What do you mean by premium? In terms of premiumness, I feel the S7 looks more premium because of the glass finish and stuff. But in terms of durability, as the S7 and the S7 Edge has glass even on the back, I feel the Nexus 6P, if it drops, will handle it better because of this metallic back. As you see, this is the S7 Edge that I'm using, but I'm using it with a case because I'm scared if it falls accidentally, the glass might break. So in terms of looks, build quality, they're very good. But in terms of durability, I feel the Nexus 6P, because of its metallic back, would be better. Let's move 1 second. Oops, somebody is irritating me. Anyways, this is an audio related question. Let's take this. This is interesting question by Manoj. He is asking about, please suggest me a good 5-inch screen phone under rupees 15,000. Sound and battery are priority, like watching a lot of VR content. Oh my god, we actually don't get good phones with good specs under 5 inches. Actually, I'm just thinking most of the phones are 5.5 inches. Strictly speaking, I don't have a phone to recommend under 5 inches. You can have a look at this LE1S, though yes, it is having a 5.5 inch screen. I would say it does not feel that big. But again, yeah, it's the 5.5 inches which are the best under 15,000. Again, the Redmi Note 3 and the LE1S. This is by this is by Mr. Nikam. He is asking, the Audio Technica 80H M50X, good for audio production mixing. I would suggest not the 80H M50X, because the M50X actually have a little bit of colored sound. It adds a little bit of artificial bass to the sound. So for recording and mixing, I would say go with this M40X. This is the M40X that I use for audio work, because it has the true sound reproduction. It does not color the sound. It's a very flat sounding one, but it is very accurate if you're doing audio work like mixing and recording. This is by Pranav Shetty. He's saying, having frequent network connectivity issues with the Redmi Note 3. Should I replace it or wait for the software update? On what network are you facing these issues, Pranav? Again, wait for the update, because again, as I've mentioned also, even with the Mi 5, I'm actually having network issues, particularly if I'm on the cellular network. And these issues actually started personally for me on the Mi 5 after the latest software update that I got with about 10 days ago. So it looks like a Mi UI issue. So just hold on, I would say, and see if the next update solves it. But if it is really happening frequently, ask for a replacement, in my opinion. This is by Vikram. He's asking, is it true that, one second guys, this guy is calling me and like irritating the life out of me. I'll tell him. This is by Vikram. He is telling, is it true that all laptops from Apple are honored with international 1-year warranty? Yes, Apple honors their laptops with 1-year international warranty. This is by Vipul, about 20 to 25,000 price range. He says, suggest me a good Android phone. Vipul, my suggestions at 20,000 would be the Lenovo Vibe X3. And again, Mi 5, if you can wait for some time. Let's see if, one second guys, somebody is there. It's irritating the shit out of me. I'll be back in a second. Sorry guys, back. Some idiot at the door ringing the bell like crazy. Anyways, let's come back. Let me just refresh the questions. Some of you are asking about fitness band. I'm not the right person, because recently I haven't reviewed any budget-oriented fitness band. And generally the problem with the budget-oriented fitness band is that the accuracy is for a toss. The only budget-oriented fitness band that I liked was the Mi Band that was available for 1,000 rupees. But I've heard that the new version of the Mi Band should also be coming soon to India. One second guys. Pranav is asking about Redmi Note 3 versus the Lenovo K5 Plus. Obviously, the Redmi Note 3 is way better than the this Lenovo K5 Plus. The Lenovo K5 Plus does not even come close to it. It does not have even a fingerprint scanner. The camera is way better on the Redmi Note 3. It does not even have a, what do you say, IR blaster. So there is no comparison, I would say. Definitely the Redmi Note 3, even the 2GB RAM variant, is just a way better device, way faster device compared to the Lenovo K5 Plus. Even in battery life, I would say the Redmi Note 3 would go way ahead. So it's simple. There is no comparison, I would say. This is an interesting question. Let me just take this. This is by Pratik Nair. He is asking which phone is better, Galaxy S6 or the Nexus 6P. Obviously the Nexus 6P is just a way better device, I would say, way better, way faster device. So definitely the Nexus 6P over the Galaxy S6. This is by Joe. He's asking about which is better, Galaxy Grand Prime or the Moto G 2014. Obviously the Moto G is better than the Galaxy Grand Prime. Galaxy Grand Prime is old, outdated, don't even consider it right now. This is a very generic question by Shiri. He's asking which Wi-Fi router has good range. Again, you haven't specified your budget. I would say if budget is not an issue, go with the Asus 87U that I use. It has fantastic Wi-Fi range, but it's pretty expensive. I think so it's about 22 or 23,000. But that is one of the routers that has the best Wi-Fi range that I have used till now. Some of you are asking me about a Gionee device particular. I haven't tested that, so I can't talk about that. This is by Sovik. He is asking, is it worth to buy the iPhone 6s now for 48,000 or any other suggestions? Sovik, I would simply not recommend you the iPhone 6s as of now for 48,000 because it's at its end of its life. Just wait for next 4 months, get the new iPhone 7 if you have that budget. As of now, if you have that budget, 48,000, get the Galaxy S7. It has a way better camera compared to the iPhone 6s, and even in battery life, I feel the Galaxy S7 has better battery life than the iPhone 6s. So that's my frank suggestion. Oh, this is an interesting question. This is by MKJ. He said, generally, how would you like to use your phone, with a case or without a case? I normally use all my phones without cases, but now I have made an exception after getting this S7 Edge. With this S7 Edge, I'm using a case, as you can see. But generally, I use all my phones without a case. For example, prior to this S7 Edge, this Nexus 6P was my primary phone, and I might have used it for more than 3 months. And as you can see, I have no case. The thing is that this S7 Edge is a super slippery phone. It just slips out of your hand. Hence, I'm using a case with it. But generally, I use most of my phones without cases. This is by Rutvik. He is asking Vibe X3 Moto X style or the Mi 5. No need for fingerprint scanner, he says. Camera, audio, performance are the main requirement. As you have told camera, then I would say Vibe X3 would not be my first pick. But in audio, the Vibe X3 has the best audio among them. So a mix of both, I would say. The camera and audio, I would give the slight edge to the Mi 5 because it's obviously having the Snapdragon 820 chipset. It's a faster phone. So again, decide. Many people don't like the MIUI. So if you can't stand the MIUI, then I would say you can lean over the Moto X style. But again, even the battery life on the Moto X style is not that stellar. I feel the Mi 5 would get you better battery life. And after the Marshmallow update, the Moto X style actually does get a little bit hot when you use that. Let's move. This is by Gurpreet. He is asking, please suggest me a smartphone around 35,000 with micro SD card slot and a good camera. I would say, Gurpreet, if you can live with the very average battery life, check out the LG G4. It has very good camera performance, has a micro SD card slot. Overall, a great phone. Con is very average battery life. But for your needs, looks like that might be the best option. Again, if micro SD card is not a super requirement, I would suggest add a little bit more and get the Nexus 6P. Let's move. This is by Abhishek. He is asking which one do you prefer? He says in terms of battery life and camera, Galaxy S7 or the Mi 5. Definitely the Galaxy S7 is way better both in battery life and in camera compared to the Mi 5. There's simply no comparison, I would say. Both the camera is just way better on the Galaxy S7, and even the battery life. Let's move. But again, there is a price difference, guys. It's not fair to compare, I would say. The S7 costs what, 48, 49,000, and the Mi 5 costs just 25,000. So I feel for the price of about 25,000, you are getting a lot with the Mi 5. But again, there are some issues with the Mi 5. If you're planning to buy the Mi 5, I would suggest that you first watch my review that I posted yesterday. Let's quickly move. Let me just refresh the questions, guys. Okay, this is by what do you say, Ritu. She's asking about is it better to move from the Moto X Play to the Mi 4i or Mi 4i towards Redmi Note 3? Compare the camera. I don't think so. If it's just the camera, then you should move out, because the camera on the Redmi Note 3 is also strictly average, like the average camera that you have on the Moto X Play and the Mi 4i. So if a camera is a huge requirement, then I would not recommend the Redmi Note 3. This is by Rain Krish. He's asking which one should I go with. He says Galaxy A5 2016 or the Galaxy A8. Both are around 25,000. I would lean slightly over the Galaxy A8, I would say, because the Galaxy A5 skims on a lot of things, I would say. Yes, the advantage that the Galaxy A5 has is that it has optical image stabilization. But there are some other issues with the Galaxy A5 2016 edition. Just watch the review of the Galaxy A7 2016 that I have posted. It's the same thing with the Galaxy A5 2016. So between the Galaxy A5 2016 and the Galaxy A8, my pick would be the Galaxy A8. Also, the Galaxy A8 is a lot sleeker, I would say. This is by Lakshit Kamdar. He's asking, he says, give me the review for the Galaxy S7 Edge after a month of use. It's been over a month of use since I've been using this Galaxy S7 Edge. And my review stands what I said. And that is the reason I'm using this one as my primary phone. It's the best smartphone that you can get as of now. And my cat is making noises now, like wow. Let's quickly move. Some of you are asking me about laptops. Sorry guys, I don't review laptops. I simply can't give you suggestions. I generally don't like to give suggestions without testing the devices. This is by Ayan. He is asking, he says he's confused between the Lenovo K4 Note versus the Moto G Turbo versus the Redmi Note 3. Camera and gaming are the priority. I would say between all those devices, definitely go with the Redmi Note 3. That is the clear winner in my opinion. Lakshit is asking, give me in-ear headphones pro review. I'll try to review it, but can't give a time frame, I would say, basically with other stuff. This is by Pritesh. He's asking, good evening. He says, I'm confused between the MacBook Pro and Dell XPS. He says my requirements are casual gaming and photo editing. If gaming is your requirement, Pritesh, I would say I would lean over to the Dell XPS, because the selection of games on Mac OS X is very limited, and most of the games are optimized for Windows. So if gaming is your high priority, I would say go with the Dell XPS in my frank opinion. So some of you are asking me, will I review the iPhone SE? No plans, guys. Let's move. Vikas is asking an interesting question. Let's take that question and we'll be ending this Q&A because it's been over about 35 minutes. And he is asking, what do you do with your old phones? You must be having a huge collection by now. No, I don't have a huge collection. That's a misconception. I personally, I just have about 4-5 phones. I recycle phones to buy new phones, I would say. But yes, I keep some of the phones, important phones, so that I can compare with other devices. For example, I have this Nexus 6P, and the reason why I kept this Nexus 6P is due to the fact that I can compare it with other flagship devices that come out. I also do that sometimes with some really good mid-range devices so that I can compare. So I don't have a lot of phones. There are some review units that I have, but those get picked up. So I generally have just about 4-5 personal phones, and I recycle phones to buy the new phones. So again, guys, that's it for now for this live tech Q&A session. Again, guys, remember that we do this live Q&A session every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. India time. So again, I hope that you'll be able to join me also next week. So again, guys, thanks for watching this live Q&A session, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you.